What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Jurassic World Evolution 2 review scores. They are out, they're trickling out, and I feel like it kind of caught the internet by surprise because nobody's really talking about it. Metacritic, at the time of me recording this, okay, 8:47 Pacific time, Metacritic does not have an average. I've just kind of clicked, I've read through as many of the articles and reviews as I possibly could, but I don't really know what the average of this game is going to end up being. I've seen a lot of 7s and a lot of 8s. I've yet to see one that I've clicked on that's above an 8, but yet again, obviously there's a lot of sites out there in the world, but that's kind of where so I don't know where, I would imagine this game lands somewhere in the like 80 to 84 range, let's say, because maybe some will be higher, maybe some will be a little bit lower. But I want to talk about, what I've read, what it seems like people are saying, and kind of go over my impressions of it. First thing to say, which I always try to make clear in these videos, I really don't go based off of, what critics say. These are fun to read. They're fun and interesting to talk about and to discuss. But, I mean, I make my buying decisions based off of myself, based off of what I see. I'm planning on getting this game day one. And, the review scores from IGN and Kotaku, they are not going to, sway my opinion. But they're, they're interesting enough to read. And honestly, they all kind of have the same vibe to them, which I find very interesting. They're really all kind of saying the same thing. So this video should be pretty easy. So basically, what are the strengths and weaknesses? Well, the one main weakness I've seen every single site say in an exclusive paragraph is that the story mode is pathetic. It's bad, it's short, it's only like 5, 6, 7 hours long, and it's really just a tutorial. It's a tutorial with kind of just narration over it, and and it seems like you quickly realize that there's really very little going on, very little that is expected of you, and then you reach the end and you're like, I don't really know if I learned anything from the game. That's what every single site had said. So, again, I don't really care what these people have to say in general. I guess I don't go based off of what they have to say, but I mean, if they're all saying the exact same thing about it in that way, I don't know. The story had always kind of interested me for this game because it was kind of something that the game almost was backing on. However, there's obviously the big thing that they're backing on, which is that chaos mode, right? Taking all 5 of the movies and introducing that mode where things are just going to go bad very, very quickly, and you're going to have to deal with it. That seemed to be what everybody said was their favorite part of the game, that was at least interesting. It was different. It was something that we really haven't seen before. And I guess, though, it aligns with the second negative thing in the game. So there's really 2 negatives. One is the campaign or story mode that they're saying, and the second one is things that are outside of your control happening in this game. Now, I find this interesting because this, when you first read it, look, I love to take the angle of video game critics or these journalists just suck at playing games, and so maybe they're just sad that they're so bad. But the idea, I think, here, which is a little bit different, right, is that they understand, because they all did say this, they understand that the game is trying to mimic the movies where these things are uncontrollable, and dinosaurs, you can't really, it's not Zoo Tycoon, things aren't going to go perfectly every single second. There's going to be issues with it. But when there's things that are just consistently happening that are almost ruining, right, the playing experience, where you have to kind of, take away from what you're doing to focus on something else, that can get a little tiresome. And I guess what they're trying to make the point of is, these games work really well when they are just management simulators, when there's all of these systems that are working, and you have to kind of micromanage them, but when they're all kind of working with each other, it works really well. Not when, and I think a lot of people had said, I don't know if it was a hurricane or something, or a tornado, just comes in and destroys your entire exhibit, actually all of your exhibits. So you're like, oh shoot, now I have to put the money in. Now, I think SimCity, remember, I think one of the SimCity games, they did that, where there were just these random things that would just happen to your city. I was young. It was a long time ago. I personally liked it. I liked just having Godzilla come in and burn down my city. But yet again, if you put a lot of work and effort into something and then it just gets destroyed by something that's completely uncontrollable by you, I can see how that gets annoying. You know what I mean? So it's kind of both. Maybe they're just not good at it, or maybe, I don't know, it's supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to feel not in control, so it's not fair to criticize that part of the game. That's up to you guys. I'm not here to tell you guys what to think. You think whatever you want. I kind of think almost like a mix of all of them, but I also can understand why it would be kind of upsetting. But again, in that is what it seems to be the best part of the game. I guess the general positives too is in a lot of ways, even in terms of like management, it seems like everybody is saying that this is definitely a step up from Evolution 1, the first game. That there's better mechanics, there's just I don't know, it's more fleshed out. You feel like you have more power over all these things. It's a better management game, but then those kind of things sometimes ruin it. And then there is like the, I don't know what they call it in this game, but kind of like the free for all, you know, where you can kind of just go in and do whatever you want. And in that mode, I found this interesting. I did not know this. So in that mode, I knew this part. Like you could disable and enable things. So if like you don't want to worry about money, well, money is unlimited. You know what I mean? You can just do that. So those things are cool, and I really always like those modes. Those are the modes I actually normally play in these games, kind of just these creator modes. You know, just you have money, or if you want more money, if you want less money to make it challenging, but you have, you know, everything at your disposal. The interesting thing with this game though is you don't have everything at your disposal. The only things you have in that mode are what is earned by doing things in the other modes. So like you have to play campaign, you have to play the chaos mode in order to get the unlockables, like the different species and different exhibits and all that stuff. You need to play those to get them. So I did not know that. I don't like that. That's just, again, my opinion, because it's like, well, I've always appreciated that mode as literally a free-for-all. Like, everything's just available to you. You don't have to worry about everything if you don't want to, or you could worry about everything if you want to. You know what I mean? The choice is up to you. But, like, so you're going to limit it, though, and I'm going to have to play the entire rest of the game. And, I mean, I guess I get it, but in a park management game, when there are all these different modes, I really have always liked them kind of just being separate, where it's like if I don't ever want to play the campaign, I don't have to. If I just want to jump in, run my area, have unlimited money, right, put the money all the way up. If you want to worry about other things, you can. Then I can just do that. And I guess you can, like the money thing's separate and some things are separate, but like if you want everything at your disposal, you need to play the rest of the game. It is a good way of making you play the rest of the game. Like, I guess I credit them for like forcing us to play the full game in order to get the full game. I guess that makes sense when you say it like that, but I don't love that. I don't love that. I didn't know that going in. Now that I do know that, that's actually a serious, and just for me, that's like a big hit that I did not expect. But ultimately, it seems solid. Again, I don't know what it'll be interesting because, again, I didn't click on everyone, so there could be some that are like 7s and 6s, because I did see some 7s, but there could be more, there could be lower scores. But then, like, I could have missed 9s or 10. Like, some people could have given this game a 10. You don't know. So I feel like it'll probably average out at like that 8, which is a great score, and I'm happy for it, and I'm excited to play it. But it does seem some weaknesses. Again, one last time, granted, I don't really go based off. It's interesting to know, and I'm actually glad I did read some of these because I didn't know some of this stuff. And again, like, they're not lying about that. I've never really, thought that about gaming journalists in the first place. But I still make my decisions based off of what I see, based off of everything that I've seen on this game online. It's a game that I want to play. I've said it before. I love these management games, even though I don't get too serious in them. I guess that's another thing that does worry me, that I do believe with these, these critics is, and I've said this before, like, I am a guy who, like, I'm not really that great at these games. I love them to death, and I love, like, the freedom and just the idea of management. I love managed sim, whether it's, like, the normal Sims or tycoon games or park games, anything. I love that. But I also don't love my brain to be, like, I don't know. I don't want it to be too difficult, too challenging. And it sounds like campaign is, like, mindless. You don't even need to have a brain to beat that. Chaos mode is, like, impossible. It's the other side of things. And then the open one is fine, but, like, you need to play the other ones to get there. And it's like, dang it. So I don't know. I'll have to see what I feel about this game on Tuesday when I'm able to play it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. I do a brand new video on the channel every single day. And so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.